you know. And I mean, I told you, that's my main thing. I'm telling you, because I've done it before. I've acted out of emotion, and then I'm like, oh gosh, because you don't want no shoulda, coulda, wouldas, you know. But go ahead.
Right, right. I get that. And I've been there and done that as well. On a lot of occasions, I've done that. Just because, I mean, I guess the biggest thing for me is just, I'm not going to sit and deal with a situation. Sometimes instead of thinking things through or being patient, I'll just go ahead and make a move because I'm not going to sit in unhappiness. That's just kind of how I.
Okay, so it looks like we should be good.
All right, you were listening to or watching the Carver Ave Chronicles podcast with Tone and Trae. How's it going, sis?
It's all well. That's good. How about you?
Oh man, yeah, we gotta get this thing in order because this technology is killing me. It
How's it?
it it's killing me. What's killing me? 1 minute it works, another minute it don't. I'm just it's time to make some investments. But yeah, no, we're good. Yeah, so what's been going on? Or you think anything new?
Nothing new.
Nothing new. Same old, just hustling.
Right. Same little work, church, family.
Yeah. Yeah. How did it go with the birthday? I know you guys got a birthday. I'm assuming that.
Oh, celebration at the same time. It went wonderful. It went wonderful. He truly enjoyed everything.
Okay.
Everybody was really good. Family came, friends came. You know, some pastors brought their churches with them, so it was a really good turnout. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a really good turnout. Our apostle, huh?
I was gonna say it's always big when we see the love,
Oh yeah, I would say it. This was a really good celebration, and our apostle, of course, she brought the word and tore the house up as always.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
Man. Now, do
Now,
y'all
do
church
church
birthdays
birthdays
as
as
well
well
or
or
anything?
anything?
And
I mean,
obviously,
I'm
I know
almost
churches
to
do
do
like
like
anniversaries,
anniversaries,
but
but
like
like
I
I
guess
guess
in this
in this
case,
case,
for where
for where
you
you
are
are
in
in
Danville,
Danville,
y'all
y'all
done
done
anything?
anything?
Y'all
Y'all
do a
do a
big
birthday
birthday
for
for
the
the building
building
you're
you're
in,
in?
or
Or
no?
no?
Yeah, we do that in February.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm. And we
And
we just celebrated 6 years of being in Danville.
Man,
man,
time
time
flies.
flies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 16 years in ministry total from Greensboro, like 10 years in Greensboro and 6 years in Danville. So that's what we also celebrated on Sunday was Founders Day
hmm
when we first started the ministry.
Oh
Oh
wow.
wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was good.
Wow.
That's
That's
cool.
cool. That's cool.
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 Cool. We
Cool. We
wanna
wanna
support you and
support you and
order a
order a
couple of
couple of
books.
books.
So
So
people
people
that
that
don't
don't
know
know
by
by
now,
now,
talk to them
talk to
about
them
what
about
you
what you
got
got
going on
going
with
on with
your your
your
book
book
project.
project.
Well, I had some copies, but I left the whole box at the church. Can't show you guys anything. Yeah, that's how busy we were those days.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
I
pull
mean,
up
pull
on
up
the
on the
screen. Just
screen, just
talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know I wanted to actually show you guys. But anywho, I actually finished my coloring book I've been talking about on the podcast called, I Am Amazing, which pretty much is just teaching young girls from preschool, well, I would just say 3 to 6, about how amazing they are and reminded them who they are and what they can accomplish even at a very young age, rather it's just writing, rather just counting and doing ABCs, and they can also, color, so I'm excited about this project because I now have adults who want me to do one for them and children, teenaging. So I'm excited. Like I told my brother, I have a lot of things I want to do with this project. Because I really do believe if we start young, and start helping the parents, impart positivity, in their lives, they could really fully flourish and blossom into who God has created them to be as, young girls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
absolutely. I mean,
it's I love it because I deal with fine motor skills, so you get everything. You get the fine motor skills, you get the, ABCs, and you get also the mathematics, and I also even have flashcards you can cut out, and to help remind yourself. And I also have a picture with a jar. You can cut out the cards and paste it in the jar. How you feel them today. So I really want the child to really know how. Even I know they might can't pretty much like articulate much, but for what they can gather, I'm pretty sure they know if they're sad, if they're they're happy, and okay, well, what happened, and and allow them to express it in their language and how they feel. And I just want them to be aware, more self-aware at a very young age.
right.
That's a
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely a good thing.
Definitely an accomplishment, especially when you see people, the feedback, and people like, hey, so,
You
I,
want
I
to make one for
run,
us.
right. I was
That
like,
shows
whoa,
that.
okay.
yeah, but you'd be surprised how many people, um, even though they might be older, that they, to, as a stress reliever, they like
Oh
to
yeah, it
Oh,
really is.
color or just something that else
mm-hmm,
you think about, which is why I
Mm-hmm.
think those pain sips are really popular because
Very
you
good.
kind of
Yep.
unwind and then you're kind of creative.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to socialize and things like that. So, which is a good idea, actually. When you do create that adult book, you actually, not say, if you probably don't drink alcohol, but maybe have an event like that where you have your book and people can come and just kind of like congregate, chats, and then, they're coloring or just doing whatever. And a good website also sell the book as well. So, I mean, might be
Oh
a good
yeah.
idea to maybe do that in the future. Um, that's pretty cool. But I'm gonna get a couple of books support. I'll make sure I put a link in the description on the YouTube, and it'll also go up on Spotify as well. That way people can like go into the book on Amazon if they want to. So yeah, so we'll put it out there and keep this thing going. Because I mean, yeah, it starts with that one there, and now it's gonna keep it going. So just wanted to, I think today I wanted to just kind of chat about decision making. And what do people do when they have to make a tough decision? And like, what does that look like? You know what I mean? I know a lot of people, you know, might meditate and pray. Some people so back and they might have not a vision board, but they may like have notes, pros and cons. So I know way, decision based on what they feel might be the, okay, there's more pros and cons in this area. Um, they may seek somebody, a friend or, somebody to kind of get advice and go that way. I mean, what's your thoughts on that? And what do you do when it comes to making decisions?
Well, first we'll talk about my thoughts. First, you have to realize that you have to make a decision. I have run across people who know they have to make a decision, even myself, and don't make any decision at all, and just let the chips fall where they may, which is not a good thing sometimes. But to me, what I do is, it depends on what it is. I love God. So what I do is I acknowledge him as he said in his word, acknowledge me in all thy ways, and I would direct your path. Now, have I always done that? No. There's times I acted on my emotions or whatever was going on at the moment. But now that I'm more self-aware, I'm learning how to first acknowledge him so I can see what path he has for me. And then I need to identify, okay, well, what decision do I need to make right now? So I'm gonna gather all my information, I'm gonna gather even if it requires like my husband, or if it requires my children or whoever the parties may involve, I'm gonna also gather everybody as well. because I want to know their thoughts, their feelings and opinions. Because we have to remember some decisions will also interrupt other people's lives. So I think about that kind of stuff. And I mean, it's always been something that I've done anyway. So I'll do all that. I'll weigh out all of my alternatives, my pros and my cons, as you first stated, because I really want to know what my outcome is going to be. I know there might be some little, different things along the way that might come along that might, want to, derail me. However, I'm going to still have my little ducks in a row as far as what I am going to do and wherever it is I'm trying to achieve. So therefore, I can be able to see the outcome that I desire.
Right.
And I mean, like I told you, that's my main thing. I'm telling you, because I've done it before. I've acted out of emotion, and then I'm like, oh gosh, because you don't want no shoulda, coulda, wouldas. But go ahead.
Right. I get that. And I've been there and done that as well. On a lot of occasions, I've done that. Just because, I mean, I guess the biggest thing for me is just, I'm not going to sit and deal with a situation. Sometimes instead of thinking things through or being patient, I'll just go ahead and make a move because I'm not going to sit in unhappiness. That's just kind of how and I'm bringing it up now because in the climate we're in, uh, it's a little different out there right now.
Oh yeah.
And now you have to really be strategic.
Mhm.
Have to really, make a decision like based on the lack of opportunities that may be out there or the certain things or the certain changes that are happening and taking place. What should I be doing right now? So for me, I'm kind of a pros and cons guy, but I'm more of a research guy. I will research about something before I let the decision, whether it's a employer, whether it's even purchasing a item. Want to research. I'm looking at Reddit. I'm looking at Quora. I'm Google review.
Looking at everything.
Right.
I'm
I'm
looking at
asking
all of it. Right.
I
So
know the area.
I
Mhm.
Just for me, I just feel like other people will help you in that sense of already experienced.
Mhm.
Not saying that every situation and experience will be the same, but for the most part, if I'm hearing that living in so and so neighborhood is problematic because of drama and thefts, why would I go there? So that's kind of like me. But a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people they won't make a decisions because they don't want to deal with the stress of having to make those. Like you said, let the chips fall where they may. But at the end of the day, if you got to make a decision, doing that could put you in a worse situation.
Oh yeah.
So another thing that I might do is it depends on what's going on. Now this is more or less on the lines of a career change or a situation maybe dealing with business or something like that, where somebody once told me the question to ask when you're trying to figure something out, what's the path of least resistance? So of us sitting here and going through everything and be making it harder for us, what's the easiest way to go?
Mhm.
So that'd be another question you can ask in the decision making. What's the path of least resistance? Meaning, okay, what's gonna be the easiest thing to me to do in this situation? Um, and that kind of works for me to an extent because again, along with me researching, I'm looking at okay, what will make my life if I go about it doing this over here, or if I do, or make this consistent. So, um, I don't know. And then obviously, I think a lot of people do meditate and pray up to God for guidance, so they want somebody to help them when make that decision. Uh, but the thing is that even when you're doing that and you're looking for guidance and you're praying and meditating, to how receptive are you being to the subtle cues that you may be getting on what to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
A lot of times, I think some people might not look at the subtle cues and look for something that's obvious that may not come. It may not be an obvious thing that'll come to you. It may be a subtle person that says something over here or something that you never didn't think about and be like, oh, well, maybe that was kind of my confirmation. But I'm just saying that to say, when you hear or see certain things, think about what you're going through, and maybe it's giving you confirmation. Maybe it's giving you the when you're trying to make your decisions.
Right.
That could be. So
Right. Well, that's true because your mind could be cloudy at the moment. You could have 3 people in your ears. Then you also want to be a people pleaser and different stuff like that. So that's what I do when I'm unsure. Sometimes I'll go seek counsel. Because I know what I want to do, but I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing because as I first stated, there are other parties involved, and I don't want to be selfish either. You know, but everybody's household is different, so you know a lot of times you do have someone who sees further than the other one, and then you have one who just jumps out of I would impulse, but that's just not me. I like to make sure we're making sound decisions. But as I first stated, it's just not me who's going to be, reaping the harvest or getting backlash or drowning in our decision making now. So I do that too as well.
yeah. How often have you found yourself just settling when you should have probably made a decision too fast?
I get it too, man. I did it all the time. I can't even count how many times I just settled when I knew the right thing to do in the beginning. And it goes back to people pleasing others, and then them also not seeing the end result. So I just got along just to get along. But I'm at a place now. I'm not doing all that. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna work together. We're gonna talk about it. As you first stated, we're gonna all do our research and we're gonna come back to the matter. We don't have to if it's something that can wait, don't quickly make a decision on it. You know? Let everybody have their moments so they can begin to think about it, and they can begin to process, what's before us. And then let's come back together and make a decision. I mean that's what I began to do.
Yeah,
Yeah. 'Cause I said I'm not gonna keep on making decisions just to make other people happy when I already know the end result. Yeah. Sometimes you have to allow, if you know that your decision is not gonna be beneficial for your family, the job, whatever the case may be, allow the other person to go ahead and take lead. It's not gonna hurt you. It's all about trust,
true.
you know?
It's a good point. You brought up a really good point, the trust piece. 'Cause I think that's the reason why people may seek counsel or go to a best friend or something like that, because they trust somebody's opinion. They trust that what they say is going to be um, in their best interest and not just not being hateful and hating on their for whatever they're trying to do. Because sometimes that does happen. You have a decision to make, and people will sit back and try to deter you from making a move because maybe they're not in a place in their life where say like, well, who are you to sit here and go move the car? And I'm stuck here in Bedford, Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right now. Yeah, that's me.
but so yeah, so I mean,
Yeah, I wanna look at another point, like, right now, I'm in the middle of a decision, and this is crazy. It's a really good topic, because 'cause I'm the type I really do believe in longevity and whatever it is I do. But I'm at a place now where I know my time is up, but I won't make the decision. So that's why it goes back to weighing everything out. So now I'm like, "Okay, what are you reaping from all this?" It goes back to the pros and cons. If you have to sit here and make that list, write it out on paper. Sit here and you have to literally sit in your thoughts and make that list. And then figure out what is your fears. Why you don't want to make that move. Well, you need to make that move to better not just you, but to better your whole entire community. So also take that stuff into consideration as well. Because a lot of times, we stay in stuff because we're comfortable. And like I said, I'm like this. I don't like to hop, skip, and jump here and there and everywhere. But at the same time, I had to remind myself, okay, well, why did you do X, Y, Z in the first place? Okay, well, then you complete that assignment that, for the reason why you went there. Like, suppose you go get a job. Suppose you didn't have a job, right? And you have debt. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get this job. I want to clear out this debt. Okay, now the debt is clear. Why you can't go ahead and just now do what your heart desires? Go ahead and make that decision. Make that decision. That's basically what I'm trying to say, because a lot of times we do stuff because we have to in the moment because you don't want to. I believe in you don't want to. You render unto Caesar what Caesar, and you render unto God what is God. So that's one thing. I'm like, okay, I did my job and I'm paying my dues and I pay my debt. Okay, now what's going to be back now? You know, and
Right.
I know I want to hurt nobody.
Yeah. Right. Well, that's the thing. That's what I was going to get to next. Is just that whole piece.
My bad.
A lot of
times, no, you're fine. You're good. No, you're fine. That's a perfect segue.
basically, a lot of people will sit in a situation and do something different. I already noticed over here. So I'm gonna keep doing this over here because I know it. They, my doctor, I got my church, my mom here, kids are here, or whatever the situation is. Even though I want to be in Hawaii, uh, sitting right here, this is what I know. Man, listen, we got the video on the phone. I'm not gonna. I mean, a lot of people ain't feeling the flights because there's so many flights going down nowadays. Still could fly. You can do a train, drive, whatever. Uh, it's a matter on just making that decision, just living. I think at the end of the day, you really gotta like. I look at it like you only live once, and people are dropping. It seems like you're changing around. Somebody's dying. Either they're too young, or they're not quite as old as you would think. And it's just sad. So I think for me, it's just man, let me just live as much like I can live. I also want to make the best decision. If you want to make the best decision, so like you say, you don't affect your kids or anything like that. But man, you got to be a balancing one.
They have to be.
Got to be a balance. Um. So yeah. It's crazy. But no, I've never been one to sit back and can easily like, oh, you why do this, why do that because of da da da. It's violent here or so much crime. I can't go. I mean, if we go off of that, nobody will ever do anything. Because I mean, like I was telling my son, I was gonna fly up here in Indy, and he was like, "Well, I'm not flying right now. All the planes going down." I was like, "Okay." You do realize that you could easily die in a car accident. Somebody run over you if you're walking down the street, whatever, right? I said anything can happen anytime. I get it. You don't want to take a chance and fly, but anything can happen anytime.
That's
So
true.
I understand it, but I respect it. I can't. That's his decision. His decision. You don't want to fly. I gotta respect it. But he's more at risk probably driving to me than he is flying to me. But so um, so yeah. But it's so in going to that, like when you look at the kid, have you talked to him about some of the decisions that they've made or try to help them in their decisions?
The ones that will let me. But yes, I have. I mean, uh, I'm that mother that's so overbearing. I'm learning how to let them grow and trust in what we instilled in them that they will follow it. Rather they do, rather they don't. Certain ones, one of them already told me, don't even say I told you so. Don't even tell me. See, well, I was gonna say I told you so. I'm just now I want to make sure you good, you know? You know what I'm saying? I'm not because I still want to make sure you are emotionally good. You're telling me you're good because the wound is still fresh. You know what I'm saying? I mean, no, I need to really know, if you are really good. So I guess even with doing that, I was being a little too much, so I backed off. So but yeah, I do. I wait. Now I wait, until they come to me. Eventually they will. They do come to me, when they don't feel like I'm not gonna beat up on her or whatever. No, so I'm learning I'm not to do all that because you still gotta grow and learn on yourself. But yeah, we do, we talk about it, because I still wanna make sure you're still in a good headspace, and I want you to always know that I'm here to help you navigate through whatever it is, whatever changes you wanna make, and, I might not like it, but once again, I have to remember myself, they're grown. I can't live life for them. Even though I would love to, but I can't. It's their life to live. But as long as we keep that door open to where we can communicate and talk about it, I'm more happy with that. Even if you don't come to me, you go to your father. I'm fine with that too. I just want you to know that you still have a place to come back, because you still need learning. You're still growing. We all still growing, but we're still here to help each other. So yeah, I do. Yeah, we know we some of them is better than the others, but they come back in their own time, which is fine with me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the thing with my son. I mean, I try, and like he bought a car, and I told him to walk away from the. I told him leave the dealership, don't do it. And now he has buyer's remorse because he realized it's too much, and he's overpaying for a car that's now it's worth it. It's a Honda. Now Honda's whole value, but not value. You're paying almost double what the car is worth.
That's how my daughter is. She made that mistake too.
Yeah, and so they get it. You know what I mean? I think it takes them making those mistakes, and I think the smartest part is that we try to prevent them from making those. Which but at the end of the day, I mean, like you said, I learned really quickly that what, he just like me, he gonna do what he want to do. But I mean, but we will come and say, Dad, you was right, and that don't think I wasn't listening, or I heard what you were trying to teach me. He came like admitted some things, and that's great. But it's like, dude, like
Yeah.
just really practice, you know. So
But one thing, not to cut across you, one thing I am loving is that um they're not staying in stuff long like I did. It might be like a few years, maybe a few months, or something of that nature. But I'm loving that they're growing quicker than I did, and that they're more, headstrong, and they know what they want, and yeah, like they might sit in something for a little bit while they're working their game plan out to get out of it. I love that about them. I really I tell them that all the time. I love how y'all have flourished, you know, no matter what setbacks y'all have had, y'all, you learn how to maneuver through it and come out of it, and now you're back on top again. It might take you a moment, and they say it to themselves. I'm just here for a moment. I love how they encourage themselves and get back on top. I really do.
that's good. That's
Yeah.
yeah. But that's the thing, right? I mean, sometimes we can't sit in something longer than what we should um because you don't want to make a decision. Sometimes you want to get to a point where you're forced to decision, or you're forced into a situation, and it's like, but yeah, you could have probably prepared for a better outcome had you just made a decision. So can me work towards X, Y, and Z, and made that happen. Uh, so yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is just pros and cons, grease,
You have to.
counsel, or somebody you trust, and just really deep down thing and stuff. Figure out, okay, so what is it that I really want? How can I get there? What's the path of what's gonna is it about finances? What's gonna be the most cost effective decision? You know what I mean? Like whatever that looks like. What you have to do to I'm gonna have to save. So do I need to pick up a second job, or do I have to start doing some budget cuts over here and cutting out certain things? Like whatever it looks like to make a decision, you gotta like get on it.
You do.
You gotta get on it. So yeah, I mean,
And you have to believe that you're making the right decision and deal with the consequences if you feel like you made one, but it didn't go the way you thought. I take it as an L, meaning I'm learning now, I done learned something. Not a loss. I'm learning, because it happens to. Sometimes we think we're making the right decision, then we turn around, make it, and boom. Hey, that was the wrong decision. Okay, but what lesson did you learn in it? Take the lesson out of it so therefore you can apply it to the next decision that you're about ready to make. You didn't lose. You might have lost some time, you might have lost some money. I mean, I'm not gonna say you didn't lose. So let me rephrase that. You lost a little something. I just hope it don't be nothing drastically.
It's the biggest that I think a lot of times we stress ourselves because we get tied to certain things. We get tied to people. We get tied to job. We get tied to job because of the people, the job, or the benefits or the first thing. And so you look at it and be like, man, I really don't know if this is a good move. I don't, whatever. Or maybe you stay somewhere where you're really stressed out because you get tied to the people or benefits when honestly and truthfully, you should probably find you a job that's going to be less stressful. Help. So, man, it's a lot of people that's left this earth probably faster than they should have. That they're stressed out. So, I don't know. I just sit back and the biggest thing for me is just you need to be happy within yourself. Obviously, we got to do what we got to do. But for me, like, I'm a videographer. I love video production. So for me, I would love to keep doing video production and media. Not, then obviously I would do it. But also find a happy medium where I'm still doing what I love. I got projects I'm working on, like, for my personal fulfillment. That I keep myself sane. So yeah, I mean, it's easy. It's never easy, but never feel like you said, it's not there's a waste. Like you said, it's a lesson. And it's you experience whatever you need to experience. And I think for me is, I look at the situation and say, okay, I got what I need to get out of the situation, whatever that was, right? It allows for it to be somewhere just to help out for that brief moment. Okay. So I'll be there to learn whatever, some new skill, right? Then I did that. Um, so yes, that's the thing. You just can't sit back and like look at it as, oh man, no, it's L and hurt. Yeah, probably would made a big sacrifice. Like for example, um, the people that who the federal job. Well, no, was so they moved from Seattle, Washington, to Washington D.C. to find out they don't have a job, or to get there and get started, and all of a sudden they get sacked. So now that's out of their hands. The control, all they couldn't help that. They thought that they could help. But I bet you now the decision making working for the government will probably change.
Sure.
That if opportunity comes up, hey, we're gonna da 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 da, you can come back, and they're probably like, yeah, I don't ever want to work for the government.
What you done to me?
Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. So, um, so yeah, I mean, and that's on us too. Going back to that, a lot of times too, look at whatever the situation is, and because you'll make a decision and realize that sometimes it might not be. Don't blame yourself. Like don't get false self about it, and it's hard because I mean, honestly, it's sacrifice something it need to do, but it may not. It may not be all you. So don't beat yourself because oh my God, I came to y'all wasted. Didn't now just you do what you had to do for that moment. And it was time to move forward. It's time to move forward. What's next? What's next? What can I do different? What can I do better? What can I do? You know, to better myself. And for whatever situation you're about to go into. So yeah. Mhm. That was a good topic, huh?
Yeah, it was good. You can talk more about that topic. It's a lot you can actually talk about.
What else you got on it?
Cut on to decision making, huh?
What else you got on it?
Oh no, like relationships. You know.
Oh yeah, you go anywhere with it.
Mhm.
See, go anywhere with that. Well, yeah, because that's why I brought it up as far as people sitting in whatever because they don't want to make a decision one way or the other, or who knows?
It's like buying eggs. Should I pay $7 for a case of eggs? I mean, well, that's $7 and some change for no eggs,
No,
and all I get is 12.
man, sitting here. Well, I had to get some gas today, and I'm like, am I going to really sit here and pay $3.29?
Yes, you are.
No, because I got the Shell card and I did 5 cents off, so I didn't pay that much. But I know there's certain parts of town where it's cheaper. Not those parts of town. I'm like, do I really want to wait to try to up? Like, nah, I'm going to do what I got to do. But no, I mean, that's it. Even as simple as that. I'm going to save a little money. Yeah, am I going to spend money on? I mean, the eggs are expensive. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how much they are now. I mean, I've been to the store, but I bypassed that out now. But it's pretty much empty anyway.
Yeah. Oh,
But yeah, I mean, life is really full of decisions. And you have to prepare how to make the right one. It's the right one. Don't jump on it.
yeah.
And don't allow people to pressure you to make a decision right away. You know, we have to be careful of that too. I need this here. I need it. I need it now. I mean, if you're unsure, ask. I mean, if it's something serious, like a job or, say a major move, something major or serious, you know what I'm saying? Just ask, You want to be sure. This is your life. Follow behind it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah. No, and I mean, I think one way or the other, I think for me, I wouldn't be where I am now had I not made the decision to go to California. People try to talk me out of it and deter me from doing it and all this. And I said, nope, 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 nope. I want to go to California. And so I went. And had I not did that, I probably wouldn't be doing videography. I probably wouldn't have done any kind of film work. I wouldn't have done, because at that time, all I knew was working 2 jobs. I didn't know anything about anything else. So
It's everything.
yeah, had I not just said, okay, I'm not gonna listen to you and made that decision to go on ahead anyway. Yeah.
Because inflation was really good for you.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying a lot of times people are just scared, because they won't do it. Well, why should you do it? Or the reason why you should, the things that I'm not even concerned with, you're concerned about it more than I am. And the crazy part about it is I was out there for about 2 years and I never once felt any threat of gang violence. And I still had Virginia plate for my car and everything. Well, I mean, it wasn't even a concern. I felt like I was going to be harmed in any way, but I did feel an earthquake because somebody said, oh, they got earthquakes out there. Okay, they got earthquakes. All right. I did feel one. I mean, it didn't freak me out a little.
Co-
It was crazy. I know exactly where I live when it happened. And yeah, it was wild. It was wild. It was wild.
Yeah, that's why it's very important to be careful with who's in your ear when it comes down to making decisions. It's very important to be very careful. I mean, my thing is now I weigh it out, because as I first stated, you have some people who have knowledge of what it is that you're trying to do, and then you have some who don't. Okay, but why not go ahead and give it a shot? Even if you feel like this is a good opportunity for you, just because somebody said they don't know anything about it, or they never heard of it, why don't you be the first? You never know what'll take place. You know, it's like what goes in your ear. Not saying dismiss them, but weigh it out.
Don't. We'll just weigh it out. Don't just say it this way. Even with that, life ain't over.
No.
So just because something didn't go the way you thought it was going to go, or or somebody walked out or just whatever the situation is, life ain't over. No, yeah, it might be a small setback. You know, you decide not to pay your car note because it got repossessed.
That was a decision. You made that choice. And now I'm hiding my car, in my garage. Or your car in the parking lot somewhere down the street, 2 miles over. Let me stop. It's a decision.
Well, I'm moving today. Like life ain't over. Some of these material things, some of these things, or something you'll get over in time. You just got to learn from it. At the end of the day, just learn from it, keep it moving, and just make better decisions. Well, this I definitely expound on it. Guys, like, subscribe, and comment.
I'm trying to.
Oh yeah, always. And definitely, if you want us to talk about more topics like this, do we have an email address for this? We can email address. I need to start putting the email address out there. So maybe we can get people to like email and stuff like that if need be to like, suggestion. Yeah, I just thought about that. We need to maybe put that out. And we'll get to social media channels up soon too, guys. And we'll get social media channels that will share those things as well, whether they start engaging and throw a little following and happen to get this thing out here and be done. So, I'm glad you're still rocking with us and listening and watching and things like that. But we're gonna go ahead and build on this thing this year and really start just getting the word out about the Carver Ave Chronicles. What is Trae? Oh man.
It's not. I don't know if anybody come to you and read about our platform, but many people are really getting blessed by it, and we will love your feedback as well. Yeah,
Feedback or any questions, anything like that. Sure. And I'm glad people like listening. And the biggest thing is just that's why like they I pick decision making because especially right now with the way the world's in, people gotta make a lot of decisions right now.
Yeah, they really do.
So I gotta make one myself.
Yeah.
So you got a decision, you got to, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment. We're going to start, definitely, if anything you want us to talk about, reach out. I'm gonna start leaving the email in the description on YouTube and on the Spotify. I don't know because like the way Spotify works, I am able to pretty much it'll go to all the other platforms like Apple Podcasts and things like that. So I don't know if all that information travels with it. But I think I need to start checking on that to see so that way we are leaving links and things so we can see it on all platforms.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get on it. Life's been life, but
But as my husband said, God has still been God.
God. Praise God. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. This is been the Carver Ave Chronicles podcast with Tom and Trae. We're out. Peace.